Creatures of the reef. The crab, guardian of the coastal reef. Welcome to the fascinating world beneath the waves, where the humble crab reigns as one of the most adaptable and intriguing creatures of the sea. With more than 6,800 species found across the world's oceans, crabs are a true symbol of marine diversity. Crabs are crustaceans, belonging to the order Decapoda, meaning 10-footed. These 10 legs are not just for walking. The first pair usually forms large pincers, known as chellae, which are used for hunting, defense, communication, and even courtship. Crabs are crustaceans, belonging to the order Decapoda, meaning 10-footed. These 10 legs are not just for walking. However, as crabs grow, they must molt the shell in a vulnerable process called ecdysis, shedding their old shell and waiting for a new one to harden. Most crabs are omnivores. Their diet includes algae, plankton, mollusks, small fish, detritus, and even carrion. Their feeding habits help clean the ocean floor and recycle nutrients, making them essential players in the marine ecosystem. One of the most iconic crab species is the red king crab, known for its massive size and long legs. These crabs can weigh over 10 kilograms and are highly prized in commercial fisheries. Another famous crab is the Japanese spider crab, which has the longest leg span of any arthropod, stretching up to 4 meters. In contrast, the hermit crab uses abandoned snail shells for protection, switching shells as it grows. Though not true crabs, hermit crabs share many similarities and highlight the crab's resourcefulness. Crabs have developed a variety of adaptations to survive in their environments. Many can burrow into the sand to hide from predators. Despite their tough appearance, crabs are social and often from large colonies. Some species migrate in massive groups for breeding, like the red crabs of Christmas Island, which march by the millions from forest to sea during the mating season. Mating in crabs usually involves the male using his claws to attract a female and guard her during the molting phase, when she's soft and receptive to mating. Fertilized eggs are carried by the female on her underside until they hatch into larvae and are released into the water. The mantis shrimp, rainbow predator of the reef. Beneath the surface of the warm tropical and subtropical oceans lives one of nature's most extraordinary and fearsome hunters, the mantis shrimp. Despite its name, the mantis shrimp is not a true shrimp, nor is it a mantis. It belongs to the order Stomatopoda, and its lineage dates back over 400 million years, making it one of the ocean's most ancient predators. But don't let its modest size, typically between 10 and 18 centimeters, fool you. This small crustacean is armed with some of the most advanced weapons and senses in the animal kingdom. The mantis shrimp is perhaps best known for its incredible punch. There are two main types: smashers, which have club-like appendages, and spearers, equipped with sharp spines used to impale soft-bodied prey. The smasher variety can strike with the acceleration of a bullet from a handgun, over 23 meters per second, delivering up to 1,500 newtons of force. This is enough to crack open snail shells, break glass aquarium walls, and even dismember crabs and mollusks in an instant. The power of this strike is so intense that it creates cavitation bubbles, tiny pockets of vapor that collapse with a shock wave, producing light, heat, and additional force. In essence, the mantis shrimp hits its prey twice, once with the physical blow, and a second time with the imploding shockwave. No wonder it's called the boxer of the sea. Scientists still don't fully understand how they process this information, but it's believed to give them unparalleled clarity in the colorful, chaotic coral reefs where they hunt. Mantis shrimp are highly territorial and solitary, often choosing to live in burrows they dig into sand, rock, or coral rubble. From this hidden home, they ambush passing prey with lightning-fast reflexes. They are carnivorous and feed on fish, mollusks, worms, and other crustaceans. In addition to their hunting abilities, mantis shrimp are known for their complex social behaviors. Some species form monogamous pairs and may remain together for years, sharing the same burrow and protecting their territory together. Scientists continue to study the mantis shrimp not only for its fascinating biology, but also for inspiration in engineering and material science. Its club-like arm is made of a composite structure, so tough that researchers are trying to mimic it for making stronger armor, body protection, and aerospace materials. The mantis shrimp reminds us that even the smallest creatures can possess truly incredible powers, strength, speed, intelligence, and vision far beyond human comprehension. It is a predator, a protector, a communicator, and a marvel of natural evolution. The seahorse, tiny guardian of the ocean reef. In the shallow waters of tropical and temperate seas, among swaying seagrass and coral reefs, lives one of the ocean's most delicate and enchanting creatures, the seahorse. With its horse-like head, curled tail, and upright posture, the seahorse is unlike any other fish in the ocean. Belonging to the genus Hippocampus, which means horse sea monster in Greek, seahorses are actually a type of small marine fish, closely related to pipefish and sea dragons. Despite their fragile appearance, seahorses are master survivors. Their long, slender snouts help them suck up tiny prey like plankton and small crustaceans. They don't have teeth or stomachs. Food passes through their digestive system quickly, so they must eat constantly, sometimes consuming up to 3,000 tiny shrimp per day. One of the most fascinating things about seahorses is the way they swim. Unlike most fish, seahorses are poor swimmers. They rely on a small dorsal fin on their back that beats rapidly, around 30 to 70 times per second, to propel them through the water. Their pectoral fins, located near the head, help with steering. But because of their body shape, they are slow and often drift with the current, clinging to plants or coral or using their prehensile tails to stay anchored. What truly sets the seahorse apart from all other animals is its unique method of reproduction. Seahorses are the only known animals in which the male becomes pregnant. During mating, the female deposits her eggs into a special brood pouch on the male's belly. The male then fertilizes and carries the eggs, sometimes up to 2,000 at once, until they hatch. This can take several weeks. When the time comes, the male goes into labor, releasing dozens or even hundreds of tiny baby seahorses into the water, miniature versions of their parents. Seahorses are also known for their loyalty. Many species are monogamous and form strong pair bonds. Each morning, bonded pairs may perform a greeting dance, where they change colors and move together in a gentle, synchronized routine. These behaviors help strengthen their bond and communicate readiness to mate. Camouflage is another key feature of the seahorse. They can change color to blend with their surroundings or signal emotion, stress, or mating readiness. Some species, like the leafy sea dragon, have elaborate appendages that resemble seaweed, helping them disappear in plain sight. Sadly, seahorses face many threats. Habitat loss, pollution, and overfishing have put many species at risk. They are often caught for use in traditional medicine, souvenirs, or the pet trade. Millions are harvested each year, and their slow reproductive rate makes population recovery difficult. As a result, many seahorse species are now protected by international laws and conservation efforts. Despite their challenges, seahorses remain a symbol of ocean beauty and mystery. Their gentle nature, graceful movement, and remarkable life cycle continue to fascinate scientists and nature lovers alike. Seahorses remind us that even in the vast and powerful ocean, there is room for the small, the slow, and the fragile. They are living proof that nature values diversity, and that sometimes the most unusual creatures carry the most extraordinary stories. The shrimp, small but essential creature of the reef. Shrimp are among the most fascinating and widespread creatures in the ocean. These small, slender crustaceans may appear delicate, but they play an incredibly important role in the marine ecosystem. Found in oceans, seas, and even some freshwater rivers and lakes, shrimp belong to the order Decapoda, which means 10-footed, referring to the 5 pairs of legs they use for walking and swimming. Shrimp vary in size, from a few millimeters to more than 20 centimeters in length. Their bodies are segmented and covered by a semi-transparent exoskeleton that protects their internal organs. This exoskeleton is periodically shed in a process called molting, allowing the shrimp to grow. Most species have a long, whip-like antennae used for sensing the environment, and powerful tails that help them dart away from predators in a flash. These crustaceans are masters of camouflage. Many shrimp species blend in with their surroundings, be it sand, coral, or seaweed, making it difficult for predators to spot them. Some deep-sea species even glow in the dark, through a process known as bioluminescence. This not only helps them avoid predators, but can also be used to lure prey or communicate with other shrimp. Shrimp are omnivores, feeding on a variety of materials, including algae, plankton, small fish, and detritus, decaying organic matter that settles on the ocean floor. By feeding in this way, shrimp help recycle nutrients and keep the marine environment clean. In turn, shrimp are a vital food source for many larger animals, including fish, octopuses, seabirds, and humans. Social behavior among shrimp varies by species. Some live solitary lives, while others gather in large schools. One particularly interesting group is the cleaner shrimp. These shrimp set up cleaning stations on coral reefs, where larger fish come to have parasites and dead skin removed from their bodies. This mutualistic relationship benefits both species. Shrimp get a meal, and the fish get cleaned. Another impressive species is the pistol shrimp. These tiny creatures can snap one of their claws so fast that it creates a bubble reaching temperatures nearly as hot as the sun's surface. These shrimp set up cleaning stations on coral reefs, where larger fish come to have parasites and dead skin removed from their bodies. This mutualistic relationship benefits both species. Shrimp get a meal, and the fish get cleaned. Shrimp reproduce by laying eggs. In most species, females carry the fertilized eggs under their abdomen until they hatch into larvae. These larvae drift with the ocean currents and go through several developmental stages before becoming fully formed juvenile shrimp. Some species are capable of producing thousands of offspring at once, helping ensure their survival despite their many predators. Economically, shrimp are one of the most valuable seafood commodities in the world. They are farmed and caught in massive quantities, supporting entire fishing industries in countries around the globe. But beyond their value to humans, shrimp are essential to ocean life. They help maintain balance in marine food chains, support biodiversity, and keep seafloors clean. Without shrimp, many other marine species would struggle to survive. In conclusion, sea shrimp may be small in size, but they are giants when it comes to their ecological importance and biological complexity. Their unique adaptations, from their camouflage skills to their social behavior, make them one of the ocean's most remarkable creatures. Whether hiding in coral crevices or snapping their claws in the deep, shrimp continue to surprise and fascinate marine biologists and ocean lovers alike. Though small and often overlooked, sea shrimp are essential to the health of our oceans. They serve as both cleaners and prey, support entire food webs, and display remarkable biological features from powerful claws to glowing bodies. Their roles in nature and human culture remind us that even the tiniest ocean creatures can have a massive impact. Understanding and protecting shrimp is one step toward preserving the balance and beauty of marine life. The cuttlefish, master of sea camouflage. The cuttlefish is one of the ocean's most fascinating and mysterious creatures. Though its name might suggest otherwise, the cuttlefish is not actually a fish. It is a mollusk, belonging to the same class as octopuses, squids, and nautiluses known as cephalopods. These intelligent animals are found in shallow waters across Europe, Asia, and Australia, where they glide gracefully over sandy seafloors and coral reefs. Cuttlefish have soft, elongated bodies with 8 arms and 2 longer tentacles that they use to capture prey. One of their most unique features is the cuttlebone, a porous internal shell that helps them control their buoyancy. These intelligent animals are found in shallow waters across Europe, Asia, and Australia, where they glide gracefully over sandy seafloors and coral reefs. Perhaps the most remarkable ability of the cuttlefish is its camouflage. In just milliseconds, it can change the color, texture, and even shape of its skin to match its surroundings. Special skin cells called chromatophores allow it to create stunning patterns, whether to hide from predators, communicate with other cuttlefish, or attract mates. Some species can even pulse through color changes to send signals or warnings. Despite their talent for disguise, cuttlefish are skilled hunters. They primarily feed on small fish, crabs, and shrimp. Using their excellent vision, they have W-shaped pupils and can see polarized light. They stalk their prey with great precision. Perhaps the most remarkable ability of the cuttlefish is its camouflage. In just milliseconds, it can change the color, texture, and even shape of its skin to match its surroundings. Special skin cells called chromatophores allow it to create stunning patterns, whether to hide from predators, communicate with other cuttlefish, or attract mates. Some species can even pulse through color changes to send signals or warnings. Reproduction in cuttlefish, equally fascinating. During mating season, males display bold color patterns to attract females. After a complex courtship, the male transfers sperm packets to the female using a specialized arm. The female then lays eggs in hidden areas like under rocks or coral. These eggs are often dark in color and shaped like small grapes. Once hatched, the young cuttlefish are fully capable of swimming, hunting, and changing color, even at a tiny size. Oddly, cuttlefish have relatively short lifespans, usually only 1 to 2 years. But in that time, they leave a lasting impact on their ecosystems and on the scientists who study them. Their incredible camouflage systems are even inspiring new technologies in materials science and robotics. In summary, the cuttlefish is much more than a sea creature, it's a natural wonder. With its hypnotic color changes, hunting precision, and surprising intelligence, it stands as one of the ocean's most captivating inhabitants. Whether gliding silently along the seafloor or vanishing into the background, the cuttlefish reminds us of nature's ability to surprise and amaze. Cuttlefish have one of the largest brain-to-body ratios of all invertebrates. Their brain is shaped like a donut and surrounds their esophagus. Despite this unusual design, they show behaviors often associated with higher intelligence, such as learning through observation, remembering previous experiences, and adapting hunting techniques based on the situation. Cuttlefish can see even when light is limited, thanks to their large eyes and unique pupils shaped like the letter W. While they are colorblind, their ability to detect polarized light allows them to perceive contrasts and patterns that other animals cannot. This gives them a significant advantage when hunting or navigating the complex textures of the ocean floor. Cuttlefish not only use their camouflage to hide, but also to communicate. During mating rituals or territorial disputes, they can flash bold stripes or bands across their bodies. Some species even display different colors on each side of their body to talk to two animals at once, courting a female on one side while warning off a rival male on the other. When threatened, cuttlefish release a cloud of dark ink to obscure the water and escape. This ink, made of melanin, creates a smoke screen that confuses predators. Interestingly, some species also release a decoy-like blob called a pseudomorph, shaped like the cuttlefish itself, to trick attackers. The octopus, hidden hunter of the coral reefs. The octopus is one of the most mysterious and intelligent creatures in the ocean. With its soft body, 8 arms, and alien-like appearance, it has fascinated scientists and storytellers for centuries. Belonging to the class Cephalopoda, the octopus is a close relative of squids, cuttlefish, and nautiluses. Yet among them, the octopus stands out for its extraordinary brain power, creativity, and survival skills. Octopuses are found in oceans all over the world, from shallow coral reefs to the dark, icy depths of the deep sea. They come in various sizes, from tiny species that can fit on your fingertip to the giant Pacific octopus, which can grow up to 5 meters across and weigh more than 30 kilograms. One of the octopus's most remarkable features is its 8 flexible arms, each covered in powerful suckers. These suckers allow the octopus to grip, explore, and manipulate objects with incredible precision. Each arm contains its own nerve clusters, almost like mini brains, allowing the octopus to perform complex tasks with multiple arms independently. The octopus's brain is large and complex, with about 500 million neurons, more than most other invertebrates, and even some small mammals. Studies have shown that octopuses can solve puzzles, navigate mazes, open jars, and even use tools. One moment, it may be bright red to warn predators. The next, it's blending perfectly with coral or rock. This makes it a master of disguise both for ambushing prey and avoiding threats. Octopuses are also expert escape artists. Because they have no bones, they can squeeze through tiny gaps anything larger than their beak, which is the only hard part of their body. If threatened, they often shoot out a cloud of dark ink, confusing predators and giving them time to jet away using a burst of water from their siphon. When it comes to hunting, octopuses are stealthy and strategic. They feed mostly on crabs, fish, mollusks, and shrimp. They can crawl silently across the ocean floor, pounce on prey, and use their strong arms to hold it down. Some species even use venom to paralyze their catch. The blue-ringed octopus, though small and beautiful, carries venom that is deadly to humans. Despite their intelligence, octopuses live short lives, typically 1 to 2 years. After mating, the female lays thousands of eggs and guards them without eating, often dying shortly after the eggs hatch. This sacrifice ensures the next generation has a strong start. The males, too, usually die soon after mating. It's a bittersweet cycle of life that adds to the mystery of these creatures. There are over 300 known species of octopus, each with unique adaptations. The mimic octopus, for example, can impersonate other sea creatures like lionfish, sea snakes, and flatfish to scare predators. The blanket octopus has long, flowing webs between its arms that make it appear larger and more intimidating. In recent years, octopuses have captured the imagination of people around the world, not just scientists, but artists, filmmakers, and nature lovers. From a scientific perspective, octopuses challenge our understanding of consciousness. They evolved along a completely different path from humans, yet show signs of independent thinking, problem solving, and awareness. How such intelligence developed in a creature so unlike us is still a mystery, and one of the reasons octopuses continue to intrigue us. The octopus's brain is highly unique. Only about 1/3 of its neurons are located in the central brain, the rest are spread across its arms, allowing each arm to move and react independently. Octopuses are capable of observational learning, meaning they can learn by watching others, an ability rarely seen in invertebrates. Each arm of an octopus is lined with hundreds of suckers, and each sucker can taste and feel at the same time. Altogether, an octopus may have up to 2,240 suckers, making their sense of touch extremely advanced and precise. Lacking any bones or shells, an octopus can squeeze through incredibly tight spaces, as long as the opening is larger than its beak, the only hard part of its body. This ability makes octopuses excellent escape artists, both in the wild and in aquariums. In addition to changing colors using chromatophores, octopuses can also alter the texture of their skin with tiny muscle-controlled structures called papillae. This allows them to mimic rocks, coral, sand, or even seaweed, not just in color, but also in shape and texture. The The jellyfish, ancient wanderer of the deep. Graceful, translucent, and often glowing, jellyfish are among the most mesmerizing creatures in the ocean. Despite their delicate beauty, jellyfish are ancient survivors drifting through Earth's seas for over 500 million years, long before dinosaurs ever appeared. Jellyfish are not actually fish. They belong to a group called cnidarians, which also includes sea anemones and corals. Their bodies are made up of about 95% water, and they have no brain, no bones, no heart, and no central nervous system. Yet somehow, they thrive in oceans all around the world. A jellyfish's body is typically shaped like a soft, bell-like dome, with long tentacles that trail beneath it. These tentacles are lined with stinging cells, called psittacites, used to capture prey and defend against predators. A jellyfish's body is typically shaped like a soft, bell-like dome, with long tentacles that trail beneath it. These tentacles are lined with stinging cells, called psittacites, used to capture prey and defend against predators. A jellyfish's body is typically shaped like a soft, bell-like dome, with long tentacles that trail beneath it. These tentacles are lined with stinging cells, called psittacites, used to capture prey and defend against predators. Jellyfish go through a fascinating life cycle, starting as tiny polyps attached to the sea floor. These polyps eventually bud off into free-floating medusas, the form most people recognize. Mysterious, ancient, and sometimes dangerous, jellyfish remind us of the strange and beautiful diversity of life beneath the waves. They are both elegant and efficient true drifters of the deep. The sea slug, tiny wanderer of the reef. Hidden among the coral reefs and seafloors of the world's oceans are some of the most colorful and otherworldly creatures on the planet, sea slugs. Despite their name, sea slugs are far from the slimy garden pests most people imagine. These marine invertebrates, especially the group known as nudibranchs, are vibrant, exotic, and play surprising roles in marine ecosystems. Sea slugs are gastropod mollusks, part of the same class as snails. But unlike their land-dwelling relatives, many sea slugs have lost their shells through evolution. This lack of protection might seem like a disadvantage, but they have adapted in remarkable ways through camouflage, toxins, and even stolen defenses to survive in the vast and competitive underwater world. There are over 3,000 known species of nudibranchs alone, each more unique than the last. Some are just a few millimeters long, while others can grow over 30 centimeters. They display a dizzying array of colors: neon blues, fiery oranges, deep purples, and shining yellows. These colors aren't just for show. Often, they serve as warning signals to predators that the nudibranch is toxic or distasteful. But how do they become toxic? Here's the incredible part: many sea slugs absorb toxins from the prey they eat. For instance, some feed on poisonous sponges or stinging anemones and store the chemical defenses in their own bodies. One remarkable type of nudibranch, called the Glaucus atlanticus, or blue dragon, floats on the surface of the ocean and consumes Portuguese man-o'-war, a jellyfish-like creature with dangerous stings. The blue dragon actually harvests the man-o'-war's stinging cells and repurposes them as its own weapons. Sea slugs also have unusual methods of feeding. Many graze on algae or scrape microorganisms from rocks, while others pierce soft-bodied prey. But some, like the Elysia chlorotica, take feeding to another level. It actually photosynthesize. That's right, this sea slug steals chloroplasts from the algae it eats and uses sunlight to make energy, like a plant. Scientists call this phenomenon kleptoplasty, and it's one of the few examples of an animal harnessing the power of the sun. Their movement is as graceful, it is hypnotic. Sea slugs glide slowly, using a muscular foot, often leaving a trail of mucus. Some species have wing-like flaps called parapodia that allow them to swim through the water in a gentle, undulating motion. Watching one float through the ocean is like watching a tiny, living ribbon dance on currents. The senses of sea slugs are highly adapted to life underwater. They lack eyes as we know them, but can detect light and shadows. Their primary sensory organs are rhinophores to horn-like structures on their heads. Rhinophores detect chemicals in the water, helping the slug find food and sense danger. Many nudibranchs can retract their rhinophores when threatened to avoid damage. When it comes to reproduction, sea slugs are hermaphrodites, meaning each individual has both male and female reproductive organs. When two slugs meet, they often engage in complex mating rituals and exchange sperm. This strategy increases the chances of successful reproduction, especially in the vast ocean, where encounters may be rare. After mating, many lay ribbons of eggs, often in spiral patterns on rocks, corals, or algae. Sea slugs can be found in nearly every ocean, from warm tropical shallows to the cold, dark depths. Each environment brings out different adaptations and appearances. Some cold water species have shaggy appendages and muted colors for camouflage among kelp and seaweed. Others in tropical reefs explode with neon hues to stand out among coral and warn of their poisonous nature. But beauty is not protection. Sea slugs are sensitive to environmental change. Climate change, pollution, and habitat destruction pose serious threats to their populations. Coral reef bleaching and the loss of key food sources, like sponges or algae, are causing noticeable declines in sea slug sightings in some regions. Because many sea slug species are highly specialized to specific environments, they're among the first to disappear when ecosystems degrade. Still, scientists continue to learn from them. The chemical compounds in sea slugs have inspired new medicines, including possible treatments for cancer and infections. Their behaviors offer insights into evolution, neural function, and marine adaptation. Even their vibrant colors challenge our understanding of how animals use color for defense and communication. Sea slugs are more than beautiful marine oddities. They are survivors, innovators, and works of art shaped by millions of years of evolution. From solar-powered grazers to venom-wielding drifters, they remind us how strange and wonderful ocean life can be. As we explore and protect our seas, these fragile, fluttering creatures call on us to look closely and cherish the small miracles hidden just beneath the surface. Many nudibranchs aren't just brightly colored for beauty, they actually steal pigments and toxins from the things they eat. For example, nudibranchs that feed on sponges or anemones can absorb their toxins or stinging cells and incorporate them into their own tissues. Some species even steal the nematocyst stingers from cnidarians like jellyfish or hydroids, storing them in their own bodies to use for defense. Others feed on colorful corals and incorporate the pigments into their own skin, making them blend in or stand out based on strategy. This process is called kleptoplasty, literally, stealing stingers. The Glaucus atlanticus, commonly known as the blue dragon, is one of the most extraordinary sea slugs. It floats on the ocean surface upside down, using a gas-filled sac in its stomach for buoyancy. It preys on the Portuguese man-o'-war, a venomous jellyfish-like creature with painful stings. The blue dragon selectively stores the most potent venom in its finger-like appendages and becomes even more dangerous than its prey. Though only a few centimeters long, it can deliver extremely painful stings to humans. One of the most mind-blowing facts is that some sea slugs, like Elysia chlorotica, actually harness the power of the sun. After eating algae, they absorb chloroplasts from the plant cells and store them in their own tissues. The slug can then perform photosynthesis, converting sunlight into energy for weeks or even months without eating. This rare ability blurs the line between animal and plant, and is a scientific mystery still being studied today. Some studies have shown that sea slugs can learn simple behaviors, such as associating a light with a mild touch or using chemical trails to locate food. But it gets even more bizarre. Scientists discovered that certain sea slugs can regrow their entire bodies from just their heads. Even more surprisingly, some retain memories after regenerating, suggesting that memory may be stored in ways we don't yet fully understand. This has implications in regenerative biology and neuroscience. While most sea slugs use color for camouflage or warning, some deep-sea species display bioluminescence. They produce a soft glow, often blue or green, to attract mates, confuse predators, or communicate silently in the dark. This trait is rare in nudibranchs, but incredibly beautiful and adds to their mystique in the deep ocean. Sea slugs are highly specialized to certain habitats and microenvironments. Some live only on a specific type of sponge, coral, or seaweed. Others can only survive in water of a certain temperature, depth, or salinity. Because of this, they are considered bioindicators. Their presence or absence can signal the health of an ecosystem. If sea slugs disappear from a reef, it may be an early warning sign of ecological imbalance. To their bright colors, slow movement, and rarity, sea slugs are favorites of underwater photographers and macro enthusiasts. Entire travel tours are centered around nudibranch hunting in places like Indonesia, the Philippines, or Australia's coral reefs. Many sea slugs are so hard to find that new species are still being discovered every year. Each encounter can feel like discovering a living jewel hidden on the reef. Researchers have been studying nudibranchs and other sea slugs for their biochemical compounds. Some produce or absorb chemicals that have antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, or anti-cancer properties. One compound, found in sea hares, a type of sea slug, showed promise in laboratory testing against cancer cells. Others are being studied for use in neurological research. Thanks to the simplicity of their nervous systems, sea slugs may one day contribute to life-saving medicine. Despite their popularity among marine biologists, much about sea slugs remains unknown. Why do some have such exaggerated colors, even when not toxic? How exactly do they process and store stinging cells without harming themselves? What are the full evolutionary origins of solar-powered kleptoplasty? These questions make sea slugs a constant source of curiosity and discovery. The sea snail, slow traveler of the ocean floor. Deep in the vast oceans, quietly crawling across coral reefs, rocky shores, and sandy seabeds, lives a fascinating creature, the sea snail with a shell. These marine gastropods, often unnoticed due to their small size and slow movements, are among the oldest and most widespread animals in the ocean. Deep in the vast oceans, quietly crawling across coral reefs, rocky shores, and sandy seabeds, lives a fascinating creature, the sea snail with a shell. These marine gastropods, often unnoticed due to their small size and slow movements, are among the oldest and most widespread animals in the ocean. The shell is made primarily of calcium carbonate, and it serves multiple functions. It protects the snail from predators such as crabs, sea stars, and fish, and it helps prevent dehydration in intertidal environments, where the snail may be exposed during low tide. Deep in the vast oceans, quietly crawling across coral reefs, rocky shores, and sandy seabeds, lives a fascinating creature, the sea snail with a shell. These marine gastropods, often unnoticed due to their small size and slow movements, are among the oldest and most widespread animals in the ocean. Sea snails use a flat, muscular foot to move slowly along surfaces, gliding with the help of mucus they secrete. Their small head features tentacles, often with eyes at the tips, which help them sense their surroundings. Beneath their body, a ribbon-like rhodula acts like a file or scraper, allowing the snail to feed on algae, microscopic plants, or even other small creatures. Depending on the species, some are herbivores, some are scavengers, and others are carnivorous hunters. Among the most striking shelled sea snails is the cone snail. Though beautiful, cone snails are deadly predators. They hunt with a specialized rhodula modified into a venomous harpoon. With it, they can paralyze fish, worms, or even small mollusks. Another iconic shelled sea snail is the abalone, known for its iridescent interior and prized as both food and a symbol of beauty. Other notable examples include the turban snail, whelk, cowries, and tritons, each playing a role in its own niche within the marine ecosystem. Reproduction among sea snails varies. Many lay gelatinous egg capsules on rocks, seaweed, or coral. From these, larvae emerge and drift with ocean currents before settling on the seabed and developing their shells. Others skip the larval stage entirely, hatching as tiny, fully formed snails ready to begin their slow journey. Another iconic shelled sea snail is the abalone, known for its iridescent interior and prized as both food and a symbol of beauty. Other notable examples include the turban snail, whelk, cowries, and tritons, each playing a role in its own niche within the marine ecosystem. But these shelled snails are increasingly vulnerable. Ocean acidification, caused by rising carbon dioxide levels, weakens their shells. Pollution, habitat loss, and overharvesting, especially for food, jewelry, or souvenirs, threaten their survival. The starfish, bright symbol of the reef. Beneath the surface of the world's oceans, across coral reefs, rocky shorelines, and sandy seabeds, a strange and beautiful creature slowly crawls, the sea star, commonly known as the starfish. Despite their name, starfish are not actually fish at all. They belong to a group of marine animals called echinoderms, which also includes sea urchins, sea cucumbers, and brittle stars. With their radial symmetry, sea stars are immediately recognizable. Most have 5 arms, though some species have more, up to 40 arms or more in rare cases. Their bodies are rough, spiny, or bumpy, covered with a tough, leathery skin that protects them from predators. Beneath this exterior lies a highly specialized and unique anatomy. Unlike many animals, sea stars have no brain and no centralized nervous system, yet they are capable of incredible feats. Their arms are lined with hundreds to thousands of tiny tube feet, part of a unique water vascular system that helps them move, cling to rocks, and even open the shells of prey. With their radial symmetry, sea stars are immediately recognizable. Most have 5 arms, though some species have more, up to 40 arms or more in rare cases. Their bodies are rough, spiny, or bumpy, covered with a tough, leathery skin that protects them from predators. Beneath this exterior lies a highly specialized and unique anatomy. Once inside, it digests the soft body of the prey, absorbing nutrients before pulling its stomach back into its body. This method of external digestion is one of the sea star's most fascinating traits. But the wonders don't stop there. Sea stars possess an extraordinary ability to regenerate. If an arm is lost to a predator or accident, it can grow back, sometimes even from just a part of its body. In some species, a single severed arm can regenerate into a whole new sea star, making them symbols of healing and renewal in many cultures. By feeding on mussels and other shellfish, they prevent overgrowth and allow biodiversity to flourish. Sea stars are more than just decorations on the ocean floor. They are complex, ancient, and essential. With their alien beauty, unusual behavior, and quiet strength, they remind us of how much remains to be discovered beneath the waves. From their ability to regenerate limbs to their strange way of eating, starfish are one of nature's most fascinating marine wonders, true stars of the sea. The giant clam, living gateway of the reef. Hidden among the vibrant coral reefs of the Indo-Pacific lies one of the ocean's most extraordinary and misunderstood creatures, the giant clam, scientific name, Tridacna gigas. This awe-inspiring mollusk is not only the largest bivalve on Earth, but also one of the most visually striking. The giant clam can grow up to 1.2 meters, about 4 feet, in length, and weigh over 200 kilograms. Despite its impressive size, it begins life as a microscopic larva, drifting with the ocean currents. As it matures, it settles onto the reef floor, anchoring itself for life with strong threads called byssus fibers. Its thick, ridged shell, often encrusted with algae and coral, conceals a glowing mantle and inner soft tissue that dazzles with patterns of electric blues, greens, purples, and golds. These shimmering colors are not just for show, but they are vital to the clam's survival. Unlike many other mollusks, the giant clam relies on a unique partnership with microscopic algae called zooxanthellae that live inside its tissues. During the day, these algae perform photosynthesis, converting sunlight into nutrients that feed the clam. In return, the clam provides them with a protected home and access to sunlight through its open, exposed mantle. This symbiotic relationship is so efficient that up to 90% of the clam's energy can come from sunlight alone. But don't be fooled by the stillness of this animal. Though sessile, meaning it doesn't move, the giant clam plays a crucial role in its ecosystem. It acts as a natural filter, cleaning the surrounding water as it breathes and feeds. A single adult clam can filter hundreds of liters of seawater a day, removing particles and helping to maintain reef health. These creatures are not only fascinating, but also vulnerable. Due to over-harvesting for food, shells, and the aquarium trade, their populations have declined significantly. In some regions, they are now protected by law, and breeding programs have been established to help reintroduce them into their natural habitats. The reproductive cycle of giant clams is equally impressive. They are hermaphrodites, producing both eggs and sperm, though not at the same time. During a synchronized spawning event often triggered by temperature or lunar cycles, clams release millions of gametes into the water. This mass reproduction increases the chances of fertilization, but only a small number of larvae survive to become adults. As gentle giants of the reef, giant clams live for decades, and in ideal conditions, they can survive for over 100 years. Their long lifespan and dependence on healthy reefs make them important indicators of environmental change. A dying reef often signals trouble for the clams as well. From above, the giant clam's vibrant colors seem almost unnatural, as though painted by hand. But those dazzling hues are the result of light manipulation by the tissues and algae within. It is a biological marvel, a combination of evolution, chemistry, and cooperation between species. Their long lifespan and dependence on healthy reefs make them important indicators of environmental change. A dying reef often signals trouble for the clams as well. What makes the giant clam truly remarkable is not just its size or its colors, but its ability to harvest sunlight more efficiently than most plants. The clam's inner mantle is embedded with iridophores, tiny structures that reflect and scatter light deep into its tissues. This design allows sunlight to reach the algae inside, even from different angles, maximizing energy production throughout the day. Scientists call this a form of bio-optical engineering, a natural system that may hold clues for future solar technologies. The clam doesn't just survive on sunlight. It thrives, converting solar energy into food in ways that rival modern solar panels. Even more astonishing, the giant clam can regulate the light it receives. When light is too intense, it can partially close its shell or contract its mantle to prevent damage to its tissues. This built-in sunshade protects the algae and ensures a stable symbiotic relationship, demonstrating a level of biological adaptation that is both elegant and efficient. The giant clam is most commonly found nestled in coral reefs throughout the South Pacific and Indian Oceans. It prefers warm, shallow waters where sunlight can easily penetrate. Often, it remains anchored in the same spot for life, becoming a permanent fixture of the reef. Over time, corals and algae can begin to grow on its shell, blending it perfectly into its colorful environment. The lobster, ancient warrior of the ocean depths. Beneath the rocky crevices of the ocean floor, a powerful creature roams silently, the lobster. With its armored shell, enormous claws, and mysterious, nocturnal behavior, the lobster is one of the most iconic and fascinating crustaceans in the sea. Lobsters belong to the family Nephropidae, and are known for their elongated bodies, muscular tails, and a tough exoskeleton. This shell not only protects them from predators, but also serves as a natural suit of armor as they crawl along the seabed. Their bodies are divided into two main parts: the cephalothorax, which houses the head and claws, and the abdomen, which includes the tail, the part most commonly recognized on a dinner plate. One of the most distinguishing features of a lobster is its two asymmetrical claws. The larger claw, called the crusher, is designed for breaking shells and rocks, while the smaller, sharper cutter or pincer claw is used for slicing prey and gripping. This combination makes the lobster both a fierce predator and an efficient scavenger. Surprisingly, despite their hard appearance, lobsters are quite shy and prefer hiding under rocks or inside burrows during the day. One of the most remarkable aspects of a lobster's life is its molting process. As lobsters grow, they must shed their old exoskeleton and form a new one in a process called ecdysis. During this time, their soft bodies make them vulnerable to predators. It may take several days for the new shell to harden completely. Some lobsters molt dozens of times before reaching full adulthood. Lobsters are long-lived creatures. While commonly believed to live around 20 years, some individuals in the wild have been estimated to be over 50 years old. Interestingly, lobsters do not show typical signs of aging. Their cells don't break down the way ours do, and they continue to grow and reproduce throughout their lives. Lobsters are long-lived creatures. While commonly believed to live around 20 years, some individuals in the wild have been estimated to be over 50 years old. In the wild, lobsters come in dark shades of blue, green, or even brown. They turn red only after cooking due to a pigment called astaxanthin that becomes visible under heat. In the deep, cold waters where they thrive, the lobster reigns with silent strength and mysterious beauty. An ancient creature of the sea, armored and wise,